Alright, okay. I think it's over. The Magic Knight captains are screwed. There's nothing they can do to Lucifero. Lucifero is just too much of a savage. This is your strongest defense force. This is your strongest group assembled as Magic Knights. And they can't do a single thing to the Demon King. That's at 50%. Just pack it up. Or the next few chapters, we're going to be on that Captain Pack because there's nothing that they can do to damage this guy. Completely zero. Lucifero barely moved this chapter, and we have to take into account this man has yet to use a single attack spell. He came in using nothing but hands and just bobbing and weaving. He haven't even used Gravity Singularity. If he used Gravity Singularity, it's over. Like, it's GG for everybody. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. What Black Clover Chapter 319 showed me is that Lucifero does not need to be 100%. He does not need it. Like, that's just overkill. I mean, if he gets to 51%, because he's only halfway, that's still too much. But it ain't too much for me to ask you to subscribe to the channel with notification bells on and leave a like on this video because we gotta talk about this crazy chapter. And of course, for the review, we're not going to get too in-depth because we saved that for the chapter breakdowns on Sunday, so come back to this channel when the official release is dropping. Now, the way this chapter started, we already see Real's Twilight Valhalla spell is fully activated, and remember, I've been telling you guys for weeks now that Real is going to be the most important key in this entire captain's battle. He's the best support mage on the battlefield. Because we know when his Twilight Valhalla spell is activated, everyone that's within his range, that's his allies, his companions, their magic power increase, and they also become invincible because no matter how much damage they take, they will not die until this spell is deactivated, until Real runs out of magic. We even see a panel with Charlotte stating that if it wasn't for Real giving them extra strength, they would be unable to fight Lucifero, meaning that they will still be on the ground. So this entire arc, Real stock has been going up because we've been waiting for moments for Real to actually showcase why he is a captain. He's been doing that this arc. However, fighting Lucifero, it means nothing because Jack and Mereoleona, they get an extra boost in power. However, they attack Lucifero and Mereoleona, she cannot burn and Jack cannot cut. Because we already know that Jack's magic over time, that it adapts to his opponent's magic, and that's how he's able to cut. You would think with an extra boost in power, he will be able to cut Lucifero, right? Not at all. Lucifero didn't even move when Jack and Mereoleona attacked him, and Lucifero just punches Jack so nonchalant. Like, it was like the most nonchalant punch I've seen from Lucifero, and he just falls down to the ground. Jack is already bleeding. It's embarrassing. And while Lucifero is distracted worrying about Jack, Mereoleona tried to go for another punch because he was holding her arm, and then he just punched the heck out of her. Like, and after seeing Jack, this is what I expected. But one thing I can say about Mereoleona, one thing that is consistent about her is that she's going to be smiling, even though she's getting bodied or when she's fighting or when she's worried. No matter what mood it is, she's going to be smiling, and she's looking at Lucifero like, hey, you blocked my punch. I see that, and I like that, you know? This is why I love her character. I hope she doesn't change. But after that punch, she got put on a Mercury stretcher, saved by Nozel. It reminds me when Fegolian punched the heck out of Kaiser in the anime in episode 151. And we see Kaiser just on the stretcher. It was so funny. But then after that, the craziest thing happened while Nozel was trying to attack Lucifero, and there is distance between these two. All of a sudden, we see the next panel. Lucifero's palm is right in Nozel's face. This is probably the best panel this entire chapter. Lucifero is just so fast. Like, Nozel was still looking forward. He was still looking in the position where Lucifero was at before he just dashed to Nozel to the point where he could not react. And when Lucifero had his palm on Nozel's face, he just tossed him out of here like he was just fodder. He didn't even bother punching this guy, and Lucifero just so disrespectful. Like, he just disrespecting Jack, Mereoleona, Nozel, and then we get the Fegolian disrespect. Because Fegolian, he finally shows up and used Salamander Breath on Lucifero. And of course, after that, we see smoke everywhere. The smoke is clearing up, and then Lucifero comes out of the smoke and says, pointless. Then to make matters worse, we see Fegolian is charging in. He's ready to punch Lucifero, and then Lucifero grabs the salamander and hits Fegolian with it. And to be honest, I always wanted to see all the captains fight together, but I didn't expect it like this. You know, you could have done it a little different. They all could have fought together, fighting low ranking devils or mid rank to high rank, but Supreme, I would still be fine with that. However, when it comes to the King of Devils, no, like this was this was a bad idea for all the captains to join forces, but they had no choice. Even if you were to add Yami and William in the equation, this would be awesome. However, it will be the same results. They will not be able to do anything because they just going to get bodied. Whether you're arcane or not, it does not matter. Now, Dorothy, she probably was the most embarrassing because she goes to Lucifero, it's like, welcome to my dream world. And Lucifero smacked the heck out of that, like, get that out my face. Like, I ain't going to your dream world. I'll show you a nightmare because you about to get clapped. And honestly, I felt bad for Dorothy when I saw this because I have been waiting for a Dorothy fight since the Elf arc. Because even in the Elf arc, it was not satisfying because it wasn't really her. It was a elf inside of her. But she's been talking about that she wants to train up her magic to a point where she can trap a devil inside of it. But instead, she doesn't do a single thing this entire arc. She gets off screen by Morris. We didn't even see that fight. Then when she tried to use her dream magic, nothing happened. Her and Figolion have been getting the short end of the stick out of all the captains this entire arc because you expect more for them, but they just didn't deliver. And I'm not talking about the Lucifero fight per se, because I don't expect anybody to do anything to Lucifero. It's just the principle of this entire arc. I just wanted to see more. But we do see Seke this chapter, which I was very surprised, because I almost forgot Seke was in this arc. But, he sees that the captains are completely useless. He's like, there's nothing we can do. Even I know that we can't win against this guy. And it's funny how the way Seke worded that, like, even he knows it, almost as if, like, he's addressing, like, yeah, I'm weak, but even I know we can't win against this guy. Lucifero's power is just too overwhelming. You see that even Charlotte's Briar magic, it has no effect. Lucifero just holding her Briar magic, just like, get this out of here. And that's her using True Magic. True Magic does not work against Lucifero, apparently, so... Now, while this is happening, we see that Lucifero is talking about that they just need to stay down and just be in despair because there's nothing they can do to harm him. Everything is pointless. But Mereoleona, which I love that she does not give up. After being punched by Lucifero, mouth is bloody, she's ready to attack again. And we know when Asta got punched by Lucifero, he couldn't even see straight. He couldn't even get up. However, Mereoleona, she got back up. So that just shows you that Mereoleona, her durability in this form is on a higher degree than Asta. So it shows us that Asta still has room to grow, and I love that because we need that for the series. We can't have him being the strongest in all aspects of the series when the series is so early. The characters are going to continue to be stronger and continue to improve. Asta has time to catch up. He's still young. He will be the strongest one day, but not today. However, Mereoleona, despite her efforts, she gets punched again. And it looks like Lucifero tore off Mereoleona's arm. And that's not a good sight to see, but the stakes for this arc is raising even further because a lot of people wanted stakes. You're getting your stakes now. But I love how when Lucifero told everyone that they should just give up and just bow down and just go into despair, the captains respond saying that no matter how inferior we are to you, we've been given the title as the strongest. And Lucifero, with his silly facial expressions, he's giving them the look like, what? Like, that's how it was given to me, not you. What are you talking about? And the chapter ends off with Asta ready to do a sneak attack with his Demon Slayer sword saying, you have no idea what it's like to be a magic knight. Now, of course, it's easy for Asta to do a sneak attack because since he has no mana, it's much easier to him to sneak up on somebody, even though Lucifero was concentrated on everyone with magic. So this is Asta's way to attack. However, it ends with a cliffhanger. And Lucifero, he's concentrated. He's going to look at Asta's sword, and I think the sword is going to break. Asta's sword, he's either going to get mopped up, which most likely can still happen. Two things can be right. But I think Asta's sword is going to break. And that can lead to a whole different discussion, which I will make a separate video about. However, this was the way the chapter ended, and I loved everything about it. But despite everything, Asta is simply not strong enough. The captain's not, and Asta's not, and that's why you should check out my video right here on the top of the screen where we talk about the secret power to destroy devils. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it, subscribe with notification bells on, check out my other anime content. You guys have an awesome life. Take care of yourselves, stay blessed, and we out.